Good dog, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Norwegian campaign. It's December 1953, and we're about to go to war again. Since last time, not much has happened, really. Expanded the Navy up to 200 ships. And other than that, I've just been trying to make a war happen. Because at some point I was plus 99 with every single nation in the game. So it took a while. And seems like we get a war. Excellent. And that might bring me to war with some other nations as well. Yeah, probably Spain. And in time, France and the US again. Germany seems like they want to stay out of it, actually. Let's see. I think Germany might be building some of those ship design pack battlecruisers. Maybe. Let's see here. So for Spain, Britain, do you have ships in the Med? Mostly light cruisers. I am anticipating war with Spain as well. At least I'm planning for it. I've been antagonizing them as well as Britain. I want to take this, of course. It's going to round out the Iberian Peninsula. So maybe I want to send this task force out through the... oh, let's just send them here. Intercept the Spanish task force. Because they've got some ships. I have been building a few things since last time. A lot more Viking class. Well, I guess they're practically speaking torpedo boats, despite being classed as destroyers in the game. Modified the design a little bit, created the Viking 3 design, but it's basically just a refit of the Viking 2, which is basically just a refit of the original Viking. As for new designs, we're building a new class of battlecruiser. Because I've turned the 4 Hel class battlecruisers into museum ships. There were the first battlecruisers I made. So here's the Fenris class. I gave them all the names of the 4 I retired as museum ships. 14.5-inch guns. The designer showed me the firing arcs of this turret, and it can fire over the B turret. It just wouldn't allow me to mount it with the guns facing over it. But the green circle, like, went through it, so I'm guessing it might work. Maybe. We're gonna find out whenever this ship sees combat. So for the time being, I just mounted the turret like that. If it cannot super duper fire, and you know, it's not a big deal. Still get a 10-gun broadside. So that's what it looks like, and this is its armor. And that's decently affordable even for what it is. Now, let's send out some task forces. Place them all in different cities, by the way. I'll send out some task forces and get the party started. Is there like hidden task forces behind? Sometimes there are. Yeah. Sometimes you get multiple task forces on top of one another. You can't really see all of them. There we go. Not gonna send out all the light cruisers. Keep some in port so they can generate missions. Let's see. The Freya class heavy cruiser has a different top speed than the captured German ones. Well, that is the renamed German battleship, by the way. So let's okay, okay, Britain, you're sending out lots of ships. I see. Let's hope we can get 2 battles out of this. That's the museum ship. Another one. I don't have any other like around here, do I? No. This task force, let's send it into the Irish Sea. Let's start preparing for an invasion. Let's see, can we do Wales? We can do Wales. Yes. We're gonna go right for the jugular and try and take Britain itself. Alright? Let's go. 1954. And the Nationalist Party has enjoyed 100% support since the start of the campaign, so of course they win again. And Spain chickened out. Plus 95 relation. Perhaps if we offer... yeah, that's... 93 million? That's not so much. That's nothing, Spain. I would not accept that if I had a choice. At this stage in the campaign, 100 million is chump change. We're striking the port. And here we go. The first battle. Featuring the German built super battleship. And this is... Britain has a lot of battleships, by the way. 21 last I checked. They seem quite, you know, not too extravagant. Reasonably priced battleships. Like typical super dreadnought type, I guess. 17-inch guns and 25 knot top speed. That's a lot like the modernized dreadnoughts I've been building. I guess we could pretend that what happened was that the British saw that I was building 45,000 ton battleships with a 25 knot top speed and 17-inch guns. So they thought, okay, that's got to be like the next thing, right? Yeah, I forgot I was gonna send this this one heavy cruiser out of the task force, so it doesn't mess things up with its different top speed. Because these ones I gave a 28 knot top speed just so they could follow the battleships around without making a mess. I guess Thrud can just follow the other heavy cruisers, and then Gunnar can follow through. And then the 4 Vikings are gonna do a little bit of early torpedo damage. That's a lot of enemy ships. Let's take a look at what the British have created. Okay, we got decent range here. Okay, so the Leif Erikssons do not quite have range yet to Emperor of India, but they will have soon. Prince Consort is their new battlecruiser. It's got decent armor. Citadel 3 only. I guess that's decent armor for a battlecruiser. A little bit light on the turrets. That second inner belt should give like okay protection. The battleships are quite well armored. Not super brick armored, but decently armored. Mark IV 17s. Are these old? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen the British research Mark V 20s by now. Which means they've got Mark V 17s for a while. Might be an older design. So basically they don't have the range to hit me back. We can keep sailing like this and firing at them from long range for a bit. Allow the Vikings to get closer. Spread out some torpedoes. By the way, I've refit these, given them a 4th turret. So they got a little bit more firepower now as well. The enemy is closing to within torpedo range. They're gonna smoke up with the destroyers. Okay, you guys. Like, when I tell you to follow a squadron that is doing 24 knots, that means you are also doing 24 knots. Sometimes they don't do that, sometimes they do. They are supposed to do that. There we go. The enemy capital ships are moving into range. And we're getting a little bit of like choppy frame stuff here. Okay, you need to launch now before your torpedoes blow up. There we go. Now you can get out. The other 3 DDs have now gotten into range. Let's see, you can target Prince Consort. And then 1 battleship each for the 2 of you. There we go, all torpedoes are in the water. The land rail, what kind of torpedo range do you have? 14.5. Okay, so we're not in any immediate danger. What the heck are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. No, you are not doing that. Oh, frick's sake, of course, that ruins everything, doesn't it? That ruins everything, doesn't it? Like, I would still really, really like to disable a bunch of hotkeys in this game. At least the torpedoes are hitting. Up to 20 torpedo hits so far. And one of the battleships is pretty much gone. And there we go. The other one, even with all the maneuvering it did, ended up eating a bunch of torpedoes and having one of its 17-inch guns sent into the air. Well, despite the chaos caused by that one destroyer wanting to be in a division with the battleships suddenly, which completely messed up this because they were supposed to follow the battleship division, but that destroyer, having become part of the battleship division, suddenly became the ship they wanted to follow. We got one battleship sunk already. Emperor of India will probably sink now too. And you guys are doing some very weird stuff. Yeah, we lost one Viking. That's fine. Probably deserved it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna have to detach you, then turn you around. Do you actually now follow this? Yes, okay. Emperor of India goes down. Prince Consort not doing too well. Twidfin is coming back. Prince Consort gonna sink. Also did that weird thing where it just didn't take any flooding at all. Okay, now battleships, you get to target the heavy cruisers. Let's see, what kind of armor do they have? Let's take a look at them. I mean, not too shabby, but light cruisers, also single guns. Lots of torpedoes, of course. You got the mighty Edward Grieg. Let's see, Viking 39, you are retreating. 38, okay, your torpedoes got blown up. You're retreating as well. 40, you lost a bunch of torpedoes. You're still functional, but just barely. So we're not going to be doing any more torpedo volleys in this battle, it seems. I just want to make sure none of these destroyers have long-range torpedoes, do they? Their heavy cruisers do not have torpedoes at all. Their destroyers all have 14-kilometer torpedoes. Light cruisers, 10.7-kilometer torps. So, not too worried about torpedoes. My secondaries can't outrange them. Let's see, what are my my heavy cruisers targeting today? I don't want them firing at the heavy cruisers, actually. I want them targeting destroyers and light cruisers. Let the battleships handle the heavy cruisers. Yeah, and with their battleships out, it seems like they don't want to actually close in for a torpedo attack. Maybe because they're all circling some ship that they're set to follow. and that ship has engine damage or something. Because that tends to happen. Doing some pretty big big damage with those 20-inch guns, as you would expect, being 20-inch guns. Torpedo, you can finish off Natal. Galatea has lost her tower. So far not too impressed with the latest British capital ships. Neither their battleships or the battlecruiser were that impressive. They've had better stuff before. It's pretty affordable though, only 982 million. So it's got that going for it. I can try and get a little bit closer. These guys can have trouble actually sailing in a straight line. Dessau not really wanting to slow down, even though she's all set to the same speed as the rest of the formation. Not quite in secondary range. If they get closer... hello, I don't need two battleships focusing their main guns on a single destroyer. That is a little bit unnecessary. Clearly effective, but... set your secondaries to target the one that's going to come in into range first. There we go, the 8-inch guns are actually opening up on the destroyer. Well, the main guns do very ugly things to a heavy cruiser. And don't waste your main gun ammo on a tiny ship like that. It's a pretty impressive ship. Too bad I didn't get more of them from Germany. gets instantly deleted by, what was that? Yeah, 20.5-inch gun, hitting for 40,000 damage. It's nice to see. Argyle is your next target. See what you can do about that cruiser. Not too much with that salvo. Maybe the next one will do better. And being such a huge ship, she suffers a lot less from the recoil thing than the smaller ones. Deleted. New Hampshire is almost dead already, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I gave them increased HE with the main guns. Seems to be mostly firing AP for now though, but I know that HE ammo is stupidly effective. Essex, our next target, your remaining AP ammo. Actually, I'm gonna lock you to HE now because you never know if you're gonna need that AP next battle. So let's see what 20.5-inch HE does to a heavy cruiser. Does a lot of things, apparently. Yeah, 4-belt pen for 30,000. Yeah, that was pretty much a slaughter. Edvard Grieg with almost 800,000 damage. Leif Eriksson, 386. Where did Thorfinn go? I kind of forgot about you. 125. If you'd been better at sailing in formation, you might have done more. You were just spinning around like a spinny thing. And they've got one light cruiser left, Calliope. No, they got two left. Didn't see you there, Royalist. Let's see if Giri can delete it too. Here comes. Not too much. AP would probably have been more effective here. Yeah, those extended belts are just too thin. Even the HE is going through. Yeah. That was not exactly their most powerful task force. Now, we got one more meeting. We're going to keep fighting Britain. You're not getting out of this. And it was not with the huge task force. It was with a single Royal Alfred class battlecruiser. That is not the same as the one in the previous battle. 6 17.3-inch guns. And quite a bit more expensive. Alright. We got a pretty powerful force though. That battlecruiser did not look bad. Just judging by the silhouette. Anson. It's like a sensible layout. Not sure what's going on with the barbette there. Oh yeah, that's right. The Mark V British 17-inch guns. I don't know why. I experienced this myself when I was refitting some of the British ships from the last war. If you make them any fraction of an inch bigger, like 17.1 or larger, the turrets just get huge, like this. So that barbette might have looked a little bit more normal with a 17-inch gun, but with 17.3, the turret looks absolutely massive. And that's probably why it's only got 3 turrets. Because it couldn't fit more. Well, they could have if they hadn't gone full barbatitis, but well, that's the AI for you. But these are Mark V's, so this is a modern new ship. Shame about the layout and the kind of bugged turrets there, but I'm pretty sure Rocket has made a hotfix patch thing, but I just have not downloaded it. So that's just me being lazy. Anyway, they don't have a lot of ships. So we're not going to bother with the preliminary torpedo attack, or even much of an escort for the battleships. Just gonna send everything home. Let the big guns do the work. How far out are they? Not quite in range. Okay, these got noticeably shorter range than the big German one. Shorter guns, I suppose. I think the German has 55 calibers. Not sure if I gave it heavy shells though. These do have that. But they actually, even though they're a bit lighter, they've got more gun barrels. 14 instead of, I think it's 10. Yeah, everyone else is going home. Let's have you just sail at almost almost top speed so you don't get too confused here. Can reduce a little bit. Let's see. 2 ships focusing the battlecruiser. And I guess secondaries if it gets close enough for that. On that destroyer. That probably will not be needed, I think. Let's go with HE on this. Well, that loads HE for all the other targets as well, but I don't think that's a big issue. Let's go with HE, see if we can get some full penetrations of the extended belts. Here we go. First HE shells are landing. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, we're getting the big numbers now. Henrik Ibsen has actually taken Some sizable damage from the 17-inch guns on the enemy battlecruiser. Okay, everyone focus Anson. Can't have it poking holes in my my ship. And yeah, we're getting the big flooding hits and the big damage hits. She's still firing back though. There we go. Structural damage. She did 8,000 damage before going down. Again, secondaries on the destroyer. Should it get close enough? It probably won't. But just to be safe. Observer. Okay, this is a different destroyer class than the one in the previous battle, because it's only got one torpedo launcher. 12.5 kilometer torpedoes, so even shorter range torps. You know, gas turbines and stuff, but I mean they're pretty fast torpedoes though, almost 60 knots. How fast are my my Viking torpedoes? 49 knots. So not that much faster than oxygen torpedoes. Hogue eats a huge hit. Or a couple of huge ones, actually. Arethusa still mostly undamaged. She's got decent torpedo range. 18.1. These gotta be standard torpedoes. Yeah. 18.1 with standard torpedo propulsion is pretty good, actually. I think they're a bit ahead of me in torpedo tech. Probably a lot of... I mean, we're both in the repeatable tech stage of torpedo technology. I think they've got a couple more steps than I do. I can see the forebelt was the one being penetrated there. Are we gonna sink this last destroyer soon? I guess we're mostly overpenning it. We're gonna cease fire with it. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought my big guns were just being ineffective here. So I was gonna cease fire and get closer with the secondaries to conserve big gun ammo, because I think this is the task force that next month will be encountering that big British force, which I've got somewhere. So Britain is, yeah. That's something I just cannot do much about. The British Army taking my colonies in Africa. It's like not a huge hit, but it's gonna happen. 54% here. Okay, here's the big force, 627,000 tons. Okay, both forces are pretty big. 7 capital ships, 9 capital ships. So we're taking the big ones here, attacking like that. A little bit lower on ammunition after already having fought a huge battle, but I'm gonna send them here. Do I have any support for them? I guess these can yeah, Britain is finding they cannot cross through the strait here. Aha. Yeah, that's right. I should try and take northern Egypt. Get the Suez Canal under control. I've got some ships here, though. Battle cruisers. Yes. We're gonna join them in. Great. So, Britain, do you intend to... Wow, you have a lot of battleships all over the place, don't you? So that's gonna be the, I don't know, 7th, 8th, 9th Battle of Jutland here next month. But before we do that, the J-48 class has had a refit. I've replaced the triple barrel 5-inch guns with doubles and one single, and the weight saved has been put into other things. So let's see if they can actually do their job and take out an enemy destroyer, which was definitely a kind of a disappointment in that war with Germany, where the new J-48s just really did not perform in destroyer versus destroyer battles where they should really shine. You can see number of guns reduced, but I made them longer. For some reason, for some reason it just is. The single is longer than the dual turrets. Longer and more accurate. Fewer guns, but hopefully I should be getting those penetrating good hits first, which is really important. Also, the turrets now have more armor. That's something that happened repeatedly when facing German destroyers, that their turrets were just taken out. Since they only had 1 inch of armor, and the German destroyers had enough penetration to go through that. And for some reason, we're just repeatedly hitting them. This British one, though, oh, that does not look bad, actually. Okay, kind of weird funnel placement, but that's a decent layout of a destroyer. Yeah, heavy shells, semi-ballistic AP. Yeah, that's kind of dangerous there. Fewer guns and smaller guns, but still. Let's see if my early torpedo wave will actually work this time around. And I can score some lucky hits on that destroyer. Torpedoes away. We're just doing a circle here and hoping that the enemy destroyer stays more or less on course. Torpedoes are aimed at the transport, but the destroyer is sailing around the transport, so if it keeps doing that, you might get a hit. Not amazing odds, though. It's a pretty small destroyer and some pretty big gaps between the torpedoes. And also they detected them, so I guess we score a hit on a transport, which isn't too bad. Might score 2, actually. But none on Arno, which was the actual goal. 3 on the transports, though. That's better than expected. We're about to have gun range on the enemy. The single-inch gun is opening up. A single barrel gun. There go the doubles as well. Enemy torpedoes have been spotted. Let's try not to run into those. There we go. Good hits. Just as I had to maneuver to not run face first into the torpedoes. Okay, that's a little bit closer than expected, but we avoid. That's a lot of maneuvering. And here we go, getting good hits again. AP, all of you. There we go. Good. That's what I like to see. Now let's just sink the transports, which are armed quite heavily with 4.1-inch guns. But transports don't have any kind of like accuracy boosts from tower or fire control or anything like that. So it's not the most effective fire. I guess they're just sailors firing deck guns with open sights. Yeah. No radar or rangefinder, anything. Nice. Good job, J4805. Finally making the class work as intended. And with that, I think we can end this episode. We started Operation Stamford Bridge here. The invasion of Britain. We're gonna have a Battle of Jutland, another one, next episode, unless we get this one first, which will probably take up the entire episode. That is up to the game to decide. And what to do with all of these. Destination North Sea. Are they moving up there, or have they moved from there? Can be hard to tell sometimes. So here, Gulf of Mexico, I got the 4 new modernized dreadnoughts. Let's just send them here to bombard Bermuda. I got this task force. They can go out and do something. Get stuck in. Alright, and with that, that's enough for today. Goodbye, and take care.